Relationships can be very hard at times, specifically when you're investing your money in the stock market and the stock market is looking like it's going to collapse. And your spouse is sitting there going, what are you doing with their money? If this is you, you're going to want to watch this. Roll it. Welcome back to another video. My name is Nikos. This is mentorsapproach.com, where we strive to make a video each and every week to get you thinking and moving in the right direction. So hit subscribe. Today's video is awesome. It is the reverse scenario of two spouses from the video I made yesterday, and I will link that below in the comments and above because it is a video of somebody who is sitting there going, I am doing great, and the stock market is treating me well. I know I could do better. And then there's his wife going, yo, what are you doing? Security, ding, 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 ding. That video is great. We talk about communication. We talk about what to do with bringing up this idea of logic to the table so there is growth happening with trust and things start moving in the right direction where decisions are made together. In this case, well, the roles are reversed. Hey, Nikos, I took a risk and invested during the lockdowns when the stock market went belly up and started to skyrocket. I did great on 80 to 90% of my stocks. That is awesome. Good for you. I am a novice and at the start didn't even know what I was doing. I am fairly confident now, but my husband is telling me I should give it up and get out while I'm ahead. He wants to pay off the bills and focus on going back to work. Is that the reason? My friends think he is just being a man and feeling jealous. Oh, maybe that's the reason. I know he is not the type, but he's been acting worse and worse lately. What would you do in my situation to convince him otherwise? Of you continuing the stock market and not worrying about pulling out the money so you can pay down your bills? Where's the emotional decisions and where are the logical decisions? This is the first question we need to ask ourselves in this situation. And we want to look at this because this is happening with a lot of people. We're getting emails like this, and we really want to put in perspective what we've learned along the way. Now, when we are doing coach calls in this, after we've connected with people and we start to really understand what's occurred, the normal thing that's occurred here is in a scenario, and I can put the scenario in my mind of what could potentially have happened here. You guys were doing fine. Both working full time, and then the pandemic hit. You were probably either, sent home for a lockdown, never went back, or you went back on strange hours, and you're not making your full paycheck. And then your husband is sitting there going, "Hey, I'm going to work. We got to figure out something for you." In the meantime, you see the stock market going up and you go, hey, I'm going to go invest some money that we have because the stock market is going up. You guys negotiate that and you make an agreement and you say, hey, you know what? Let's throw $1,000 in. And then all of a sudden that $1,000 turns into like $1,500 and you go, hey, let's put more money in. And you guys both agree to put more money in. And then this continues over and over and over. And as the stock market's going up, you are successful at it. So this idea of this person that's a novice turns into this person that, hey, I got this thing. I know what I'm doing. I'm starting to research more. I'm watching more YouTube videos. I picked up a couple books, maybe whatever. And you start to learn more and more. And now you're getting far ahead from your partner. And your partner's sitting there going, oh, she wants more money. Well, she's making money. Let's agree to this and let's keep going. But in the back of his head, he's going, how much risk are we going to take? And you're dismissing that risk. Because your risk has been decreased drastically because you're seeing the success, you're learning more, and you're so optimistic because you're seeing everything and you're in the hype. And you haven't experienced stocks when things go bad. And I know there are many people out there that are going to go through this bad experience and they're going to be like, I got wiped out. I mean, there's even people, I'm hearing stories with GameStop that people lost their retirement funds. Like they went full throttle. Oh my God. So anyways, point being, the idea of this communication started to fall apart. And at the same time, when you're talking and referencing about bills, and you're talking about, you guys want you to pay bills and then start to look for a job, that's just him going, I don't like doing this anymore. We're too over leveraged into it. We're going to risk what we've earned and maybe lose everything we have invested. And then at the same time, when, stuff hits the fan, you're literally going to be stuck in a situation where, well, you're not going to have a job. And then what are we going to do? And we still have bills to pay. And by bills, I think he means debt. You guys probably have debt. And you're not paying your interest on that debt. Or you're paying just the bare minimum. So you can leave everything in the market so you can ride this wave. Now, this is in most cases what's occurring. In your situation here where you're bringing up this idea that he might be jealous, that might be true. And if it is true, this will accelerate it. Now, if he is a type where he's sitting there and he's like, I don't want my wife to do better than me. I mean, do you really want to be with somebody like that who isn't going to come around to changing his mindset with that? Because how healthy will that be down the road if you want to continue doing this? It doesn't make any sense, right? So you'd have to address that. Now, I want to give you one really big piece of advice. You emailing me and you probably emailing others, probably taken courses, done other stuff along these lines for the last, I don't know how many months. It's a good step forward to start thinking about this, and this goes out to everybody. Stop talking to your friends about your personal relationship. Stop talking to your family about your personal relationship. Take some money from what you've earned and go talk to somebody. Do a coach. Do a counselor. Go see a psychologist. Go see these people that are marriage counselors that can start talking with you guys. Because maybe this communication has broken down to the extent where you guys aren't expressing your emotions to each other. And now what happens in this scenario? Well, the trust goes down. And when the trust goes down, well, what occurs? Respect goes down. Love goes down. So now you're feeling this turmoil happening. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And sometimes we don't even notice it's happening until it's too late. And you guys are fighting nonstop. And it's not even, you can't even really fix it. On the other end, when you're saying, when your friends are saying this, you won't get that from your counselor. You're going to be sitting there and they're going to be asking you questions. You're going to talk it out. And then they're going to ask you to go talk to your husband. And I'm asking you to go talk to your husband. Is he jealous? Or what is he jealous of? Is he jealous because of that? Maybe the guy's just jealous at the fact that you're spending all your time thinking and doing stock market. And you guys haven't even had the time to just go and, have some fun, do some high-fiving, I don't know. Maybe that's what he wants. So on an emotional level, this is the issue. You guys are running this fear game with your fears. Okay, now your fear is a little bit different. It's based on losing out, where his fear is about what if we do lose out on whatever we've earned and not pay our bills, and then we're going to be stuck in a situation. So a little bit different in fears. Okay, at the same time, you guys are drifting apart because you're not communicating and you're not negotiating in what you're going to be doing moving forward. Now, in the last video, I did talk about how you can bring in logic to the table so you can now, coming back to your answer for the question you had, how do you convince them that you're doing the right thing? How do you convince anybody you're doing the right thing? You bring logic to the table. You bring ideas to the table that are going to turn into reality that are logical. So just like the last video, analyze what you're doing with your portfolio. Make sure that it is in a place where you will not go bust. Make it so that you guys can continue to invest further down the road. Even if the stock market goes down, you know that in 5 years' time, you have a nice pot of gold to retire. That would be your goal. Or maybe you want to pull that money out and do something else with it. I don't know. But the idea here is, where's going to be that money down the road if you're going to lose it all? Well, come up with an idea that's going to be logical, and you're going to be able to take that and be like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And now he's going to be able to say, you know what? That looks good. Give him the opportunity. You're not giving him the opportunity from what it sounds like. It sounds like you guys are in that stage where you're arguing and you're not even expressing what is going on. And yeah, this is where you're going to be. And you're going to be asking yourself, how do I convince this guy? And stop trying to win. This is it. Why are you trying to win? There's no reason to try and win. This isn't a win kind of scenario for your ego. This is a win-win for both of you guys in a relationship because you are together and these funds, this money belongs to both of you. And you need to make decisions together. It's not about you winning this one. It's about you coming to terms with the fact that you need to agree, negotiate, and agree to what you're going to move forward to. And the goal would be for you to make sure that you move in a direction that's best aligned to what you're trying to achieve right now. But I'm telling you, and I'm telling you 100% here, that you will go wrong if you continue to just try and butts heads instead of coming up with a plan that makes sense and that will drive the success factors for you guys to move forward, even if the stock market starts to take a bad turn. Now, lastly, I'm going to give you an example of how long this will take. If you start to plan everything out and you go talk to a counselor about this idea of the jealousy stuff and this and that, just to get it out of your mind, they'll give you a perspective of how to even talk to your husband so you can, not have an argument about it, but rather have a real conversation. And they'll actually help you with your mindset of how to accept the information and not react to it, but rather respond to it, because this is what you need to be doing. Secondly, you're going to sit there and take a couple weeks to figure out how you're going to do this diversification of your portfolio, get yourself in a good position, maybe talk to a couple professionals, see what they say, spend $100 or $200, whatever, on somebody who's going to help you with that, and look at that and say, okay, create the plan, and then when you're talking with them, be like, set it up so that you say, hey, I'm hearing you. I understand what you're saying. I'm going to go talk to somebody to get some help on this, to figure out what we're going to do moving forward. And then he's going to be like, hey, what are you doing? What do you mean talk to somebody? You can say, I'm going to go talk to a professional. Do you want to come with? And include him in the process. Now, if he says, yes, I want to be part of this, the timeline will be very, very shorter. If it is you doing it on your own, again, you're moving on your own. You are now, way on this side, he's still over here, and you're going to have to try to bridge that gap. So it's going to take longer for you to come back with that plan and then start talking about it and try to convince him. But if he's included in the parade, well, guess what? Everybody likes a parade, and everybody likes to be in the parade and participate in the parade. So this idea can take 2 to 3 weeks where you guys are back to normal. You're not having any more fights. You're agreeing with everything because you're negotiating in a way where it makes sense. At the same time, you're being realistic and logical with everything. Keeps him happy because he's a logical creature. You're more of an emotional creature. Yay! All right. So now everybody is getting a little bit of that love that they need. And then all of a sudden, bills are paid and structure comes into play. And I think that's what he wants, structure. And he wants to know that, hey, we got this, not she's got it or does she. He wants to say we got it. I don't know how better way to express this, because I think that's where you're at. And I think this is where a lot of people are at. And this is the conversations we've been having a lot. And thus, I wanted to share this with everybody. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit that like button if you like what you see. Of course, hit the subscribe button and leave your comment below. Leave your story, or have you, have thoughts on this? What are they? Leave them in a positive manner below, because who knows, somebody might be watching this. They might read your comment. They might relate. You might help change a life.